There's another earthquake in the Aegean Sea area near the western coast of Turkey. Just about 3 hours ago, a magnitude 5.3 earthquake shook southwestern Turkey near the coastal town of Bodrum. It's not immediately clear whether anyone was injured. Bodrum is a popular resort for both Turks and foreigners, particularly British tourists, during holidays. The earthquake is the latest to rock this area this summer. Last month, a powerful quake killed 2 people on the Greek island of Kos. In Maryland, on the Delmarva Peninsula, formed by Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, in the eastern part of the state, an apparent tornado swept through the area yesterday at about 1:40 p.m., flipping cars, tearing down trees, and knocking down utility poles and damaging buildings. Radar indicated a rotating thunderstorm passing over Salisbury just after 1:30 p.m. It's part of a powerful weather system that moved through mid-Atlantic states yesterday, producing heavy rainfall and powerful thunderstorms. The National Weather Service plans to conduct a storm survey today to assess damage. Authorities in Ohio are saying that 300,000 tons of molten glass spilled from a ruptured tank at an Owens-Illinois plant in Ohio, oozing lava-like glass from a small hole that quickly grew into a several-foot deep pool of molten glass. It wrapped around structural beams at the Owens-Illinois glass plant in Zanesville, Ohio yesterday. Firefighters worked for hours to cool the glass so it wouldn't melt beams and collapse the building. The South Zanesville Fire Chief, Russell Taylor, said that the rupture started with a hole that quickly grew. The Italian insurer Generali is set to sell its business in Panama to ASSA Campagna de Seguros, a local insurance player in the region, for $172 million. Generali said that the move is part of its strategy to optimize its geographical presence, increase operational efficiency, and improve capital allocation. Generali has operated in Panama as a branch since 1970 in the property and casualty segment. The New York Times has released an unpublished draft of a report compiled by U.S. government scientists. The 543-page report was written by scientists from 13 federal agencies, including the EPA and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. The report says that evidence for climate change abounds from the top of the atmosphere to the depths of the ocean. The report was completed this year as part of the National Climate Assessment. It's already been approved by the National Academy of Science, and its actual public release hinges on the Trump administration's approval. One scientist who worked on the report told the New York Times that he and others feared that the president in this case would order it withheld, which is why it was leaked. The report delivers a strikingly different message from the one pushed by Trump and his cabinet members. The report says that the magnitude of climate change beyond the next few decades depends primarily on the additional amount of greenhouse gases emitted globally. It said that since 1980, global sea levels have risen 9 inches, roughly 3 of those inches in the past 30 years. The Trump administration, of course, has famously said that climate change might be a Chinese hoax. The Sri Lankan government has deployed the military to deal with a shortage of fuel distributions caused by a major strike by oil workers in the Sri Lankan capital of Colombo. The oil workers left work in protest over government deals done with India and China, which left drivers in Colombo close to running out of fuel. Even with modern flood control structures, the risk of flood damage continues to remain high in Japan in the aftermath of Typhoon Nora, which made its first landfall in Kagoshima Prefecture. Nora had grown to a Category 5 storm, but it made landfall only as a Category 1 storm. It made landfall in the town of Yakushima on August the 4th, and began to then slowly make its way across the island before weakening. More than 400 flights were canceled as Nora approached. Western Japan Railway Company halted its operations, including more than 70 express trains, and residents are being advised that they should be prepared for landslides, swollen and overflowing rivers, and high waves. This is viewed as quite interesting because of the modern flood control techniques that Japan has adopted. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.